The watch industry profits from one massive gap, the gap between perception and reality. In 2026, some of the most iconic names in horology are charging 6 and 7 figures not for mechanical excellence, but for mythology, celebrity endorsements, and manufactured scarcity. Today we are ranking 10 brands across 2 lists, 5 that are effectively robbing you blind, and 5 that actually deliver genuine horological value. From devastating depreciation to outsourced movements hidden behind luxury price tags, some of these entries will shock you. Let's start with the brands to avoid. Hublot's Big Bang collection, launched with fanfare and a hefty price tag between €6,800 and €7,200, occupies a curious space in the world of luxury watches. The outward appearance is bold, oversized cases, industrial screws, and a constant stream of limited editions. But beneath the surface, the mechanical story is less impressive. Most Big Bang models run on ETA-based automatic movements, modified and finished in-house, but lacking the true proprietary engineering found in the upper echelons of Swiss watchmaking. For collectors who seek technical innovation or horological pedigree, this reliance on outsourced calibers is a sticking point. Price matters, and in this case it often outpaces the engineering offered. Yet the Big Bang's market performance has been shaped less by movement architecture and more by relentless marketing. Hublot's annual spend on sponsorships and celebrity partnerships is staggering. Internal documents leaked in 2022 revealed that up to 40% of revenue is funneled into marketing. This includes headline-grabbing deals with FIFA, UEFA, and a roster of sports icons. The result is a brand image built on spectacle and exclusivity, but one that often outpaces the substance of the product itself. Marketing drives perception, more than mechanical merit. Access to new Big Bang releases is tightly managed. Boutique allocation systems require prior spending from 5,000 to 10,000 Swiss francs, and unofficial pay-to-play practices are widespread. Waitlists for limited editions can stretch from 6 months to a year, creating an artificial sense of scarcity. For many buyers, the experience is less about horological appreciation and more about navigating a high-stakes game of access and status. Scarcity is engineered, not organic. The secondary market tells a cautionary tale. During the speculative frenzy of late 2021, Big Bang models commanded premiums as high as 45% over retail. By mid-2023, those numbers had collapsed, with only a 15% premium remaining in 2024. Buyers who entered during the hype often faced sharp losses. 10% to 20% within a year was not uncommon. One London collector paid 70% over retail for a limited edition in 2023, only to see its value drop within 6 months. Auction specialists and seasoned collectors warn that these price swings are tied less to mechanical merit and more to the rhythm of Hublot's marketing machine. Volatility is the takeaway. Ownership brings its own set of costs. Routine service for a Big Bang averages 1,300 Swiss francs, with extended warranty options adding another 400 to 600 Swiss francs. Over a decade, maintenance alone can erode a significant portion of the watch's value. For those drawn in by the initial excitement, the long-term financial commitment often comes as a surprise. Costs add up and reduce long-term value. Hublot's approach is a masterclass in selling image over substance. The brand's meteoric rise is fueled by spectacle, not by horological breakthroughs. For buyers, the thrill of exclusivity and celebrity association is often short-lived, replaced by the reality of rapid depreciation and high ongoing costs. The Big Bang story is a reminder that in luxury watchmaking, hype can overshadow heritage, but rarely for long. Image sells, engineering endures.
Longines, a name etched into the fabric of Swiss watchmaking since 1832, stands apart for its ability to deliver genuine heritage without the inflated premiums that often accompany storied brands. Each year, Longines produces around 1.2 million watches, making it the second largest Swiss manufacturer after Omega. This scale is not just a statistic, it's a reflection of the brand's reach and its ability to maintain consistent quality across a vast range of timepieces. The Heritage and Spirit collections, priced between $1,500 and $3,500, offer a direct link to the brand's aviation and sporting past, while limited editions rarely exceed $5,000, a rarity in a market where exclusivity often drives prices into the stratosphere. What truly sets Longines apart is its approach to value retention. According to Chrono24 data, core models typically hold 70 to 85% of their retail value after 3 years, and over 90% after 5 years, a level of stability that's almost unheard of in this price segment. Auction houses like Bonhams have noted the steady demand from entry-level collectors, with minimal price erosion even as market trends shift. This resilience is not the result of artificial scarcity or hype-driven releases, but rather a function of transparent pricing and a reputation built on reliability. Under the hood, Longines benefits from its place within the Swatch Group, drawing on ETA-derived COSC certified calibers such as the L888 and L941. These movements are produced in-house, leveraging the group's manufacturing scale to deliver accuracy and longevity. The L888, for example, offers a 10-year service interval, a testament to its engineering. Parts are guaranteed for 12 years after a model is discontinued, providing peace of mind that extends well beyond the initial purchase. Service costs are refreshingly reasonable, with a full overhaul typically running between $250 and $500, and most models requiring only a 3-year interval between services. Longines takes a pragmatic approach to marketing, allocating just 12% of revenue to sponsorships, primarily in equestrian and skiing circles, while dedicating the remaining 88% to research, development, production, and distribution. This focus on substance over spectacle means buyers aren't paying a mythology tax, but instead receive tangible value in the product itself. There are no boutique games, no artificial wait lists, and no regional allocation headaches. Longines models are widely available at authorized dealers around the globe, making the buying process straightforward and transparent. For first-time buyers or those focused on long-term value, Longines offers a rare combination of Swiss heritage, dependable resale, and low ownership costs. The brand's commitment to quality, coupled with its accessible pricing and predictable market performance, makes it a practical choice in a world where watch collecting can often feel like a gamble. In 2026, Longines remains a safe harbor for those seeking authenticity and stability without the noise.
Annual production is tightly capped at around 5,300 watches, making Mille the lowest volume brand among the major Swiss names in 2026. This engineered scarcity is a core driver of secondary market premiums, with flagship models like the RM27-05 routinely selling at 100% or more above retail. Retail prices for the Tourbillon range from $900,000 to $1.2 million. Limited editions such as the RM3503 Rafael Nadal have traded hands at $1.6 million, well above initial list prices. Allocation is strictly invitation only. Prospective buyers are typically required to have an existing purchase history of $150,000 to $200,000 or more to be considered for a new release. Wait lists can extend from 12 to 24 months, and access is often based on personal relationships with boutique staff. Allocation is a major gating factor. About 55% of production features in-house movements, including complex tourbillons and hybrid materials like carbon TPT and graphene-reinforced cases. While the technical innovation is real, The price premium is largely sustained by brand mythology and exclusivity rather than measurable functional superiority. Service costs are the highest in the industry, a full overhaul for a high complication. Richard Mille runs between $8,000 and $12,000 every 4 to 5 years due to fragile case materials and specialized parts. Even a modest market correction can erase years of appreciation, as seen with the RM1103, which lost over 30% of its value during a single quarter in 2025. Service costs are a persistent downside. Marketing spend is significant, but not as dominant as some rivals. Approximately 15% of revenue is devoted to celebrity partnerships and high-profile sponsorships, including Le Mans and limited edition collaborations. However, the majority of the budget goes toward R&D and manufacturing, reflecting the brand's engineering focus. The secondary market is volatile. While some references have achieved record-breaking auction results, such as the RM2704 at 2.09 million Swiss francs, others have experienced sharp drops when demand cools or new models are released. Mean reversion periods for price corrections can stretch over a year, underscoring the risk for speculative buyers. Verdict: Richard Mille delivers cutting-edge engineering, but the price of entry is driven more by artificial scarcity and status signaling than by intrinsic horological value. For most collectors, the risk of rapid depreciation and high ownership costs outweighs the allure of exclusivity.
Audemars Piguet occupies a rarefied space in the world of luxury watchmaking, where exclusivity is not just a byproduct, but a deliberate strategy. In 2023, the brand reported 2.35 billion Swiss francs in revenue, a figure driven almost entirely by the enduring appeal of the Royal Oak and Royal Oak Offshore collections. The Royal Oak Offshore chronograph in particular has become a symbol of technical mastery and exclusivity. Its in-house caliber 3120 movement delivers a 70-hour power reserve and an impressive plus or minus 3 seconds per day accuracy, all visible through a sapphire caseback that reveals the intricate mechanics beneath. Retail pricing for the 42mm offshore chronograph sits between 18,000 and 22,000 Swiss francs, but the story rarely ends at the boutique counter. On the secondary market, premiums soared to 35% above retail in 2022, before settling at 25% by 2024, a testament to the persistent imbalance between supply and demand. Gaining access to these watches is an exercise in patience and financial commitment. Audemars Piguet's allocation system is intentionally restrictive. Prospective buyers are often required to achieve a certain client status, typically by spending 30,000 to 50,000 Swiss francs annually, just to become eligible for pre-orders. For sought-after models like the Royal Oak Jumbo waitlists stretch from 9 to 12 months, and even then, allocation is never guaranteed. The process is as much about cultivating loyalty as it is about selling watches. Standard servicing, recommended every 5 years, costs between 1,800 and 2,200 Swiss francs, but complications can double that figure. These ongoing expenses reinforce the notion that ownership is a long-term commitment, not a fleeting indulgence. Audemars Piguet's approach to marketing is equally calculated. Around 12% of revenue is funneled into high-profile campaigns, with partnerships in Formula One and contemporary art serving to reinforce the brand's image as a cultural tastemaker. Product research and development commands nearly 9% of revenue, underscoring a near-equal split between promoting the brand and advancing its technical prowess. That balance is evident in the watches themselves, pieces that blend avant-garde design with mechanical innovation. Yet the pursuit of exclusivity has its drawbacks. Collectors' forums are filled with accounts of aggressive boutique tactics, from sudden limited edition alerts that demand immediate in-store purchases to subtle pressure on clients to increase their annual spend. While no formal legal actions have been reported, these practices have sparked debate about the long-term impact on brand loyalty. In one telling episode from 2023, a European collector acquired a Royal Oak Jumbo at a 20% premium, only to sell it 3 years later at a 5% loss relative to the original retail price, after allocation policies tightened further. Auction analysts often compare Audemars Piguet's price trajectory to that of premium scarcity assets. Limited output keeps demand high, but the very tactics that create allure can also alienate dedicated clients. For many, the Royal Oak's iconic design remains irresistible, but the barriers to entry, both financial and procedural, are formidable. The pressure to qualify, the unpredictability of allocation, and the ongoing service costs combine to make Audemars Piguet a brand where exclusivity is both the main attraction and the primary challenge.
Patek Philippe's Nautilus 57111. A occupies a rarefied space in the world of luxury watches, where demand outpaces supply by a staggering margin. The official retail price for the 5711 hovers between 35,000 and 38,000 Swiss francs as of 2026, but that figure bears little resemblance to what most buyers actually pay. On the secondary market, the Nautilus became a symbol of speculative frenzy, with premiums soaring to 180% above retail during the height of the watch boom in 2021. At that time, buyers routinely shelled out 90,000 Swiss francs or more for the privilege of ownership. Even after a market correction, prices remain elevated. 60,000 to 70,000 Swiss francs is now the norm, still double the official retail price. Securing a new Nautilus 5711 is less a matter of money and more a test of patience and social capital. Wait lists at authorized dealers stretch from 3 to 5 years, and there is no published minimum spend to qualify. Instead, allocation is shrouded in secrecy, often described as a lottery where personal relationships and a history of patronage matter far more than cash on hand. For many, the process feels arbitrary, with access granted to a select few, while the majority are left hoping for a call that may never come. Inside the 5711 beats Patek Philippe's in-house caliber 27-930 automatic movement. This engine delivers a 45-hour power reserve and chronometer level accuracy, measured at -2 to +2 seconds per day. The technical merits are real. Patek's finishing and engineering are widely respected, and the 5711's slim profile and integrated bracelet have become design icons. Yet the ownership experience comes with its own set of challenges. Routine servicing costs 2,500 to 3,000 Swiss francs every 5 years, among the highest in the segment. Extended maintenance is not optional for those seeking to preserve resale value, and Patek's tight control over parts availability means independent servicing is rarely an option. The so-called Nautilus lottery has not escaped controversy. In 2022, a class action lawsuit in the United States accused Patek Philippe and its dealers of price fixing and artificially restricting supply. Although the case was dismissed in 2023, it underscored growing frustration among collectors and consumer rights advocates. Auction records reveal the volatility of this market. A buyer in New York paid 85,000 Swiss francs for a 5711 in 2021, only to resell it for 72,000 Swiss francs 2 years later. A 15% loss as the speculative bubble deflated. Unlike many luxury brands, Patek Philippe spends little on marketing, just 4% of revenue. The bulk of the budget is funneled into product development and manufacturing, reinforcing a strategy built on scarcity and mystique rather than celebrity endorsements or headline sponsorships. As Frédéric Piguet observed, the Nautilus is defined as much by its engineered scarcity as by its horological pedigree. For most, the risks of volatile pricing and years-long waitlists overshadow the watch's undeniable craftsmanship.
Across all 10 brands, one pattern is clear. Marketing spend, artificial scarcity, and mythology inflate prices far beyond mechanical substance. The real value comes from brands investing in movement innovation,
transparent pricing, and proven long-term retention, not hype. In a market where perception can cost thousands, informed buyers hold the power. In 2026, knowledge is your only protection. Skip the hype. Buy the benchmark.